also my parents had a business for 35 years and they did it together. So I was sort of privy to not doing it together. And Sean and Savannah, they do an amazing job of working together.
Yeah.
And you and Brittany, I know, work together a lot as well. But
a lot's an understatement, but yeah.
Yeah. But like for I don't know, just my mom ran the business of my parents' business. They had a car repair business.
Yeah.
And my dad did the physical work, and it just made me want to have that separation.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. It's interesting that you've got that experience of it to know that it's probably best separated. And quick commercial, one of the reasons we do the podcast thing here is Together in the Trades in June, we host a conference that talks about these kind of things, because even still, like you're saying, Alex, like even if you don't run the company together, you still run the company. The stress you endure during the day still goes home with you.
To her.
Yeah.
I got this paver job. This lady, she said, okay, go with the paver job. And I'm like, dude, I have no idea how to do pavers. I'm like, how do I even do this? And it was, like anything with dirt work, like you're going to have a broken back if you do everything yourself. And I was like, I can't do this. So I needed to figure it out. So then I just started mobbing up to Home Depot and trying to find guys. And then I found a dude that knew how to do pavers. He was doing pavers like since 1990s when I was born. And that's when I transitioned to, if you want it done right, do it yourself, to, all right, bro, like you just got to hire the people, because you don't need to know how to do everything.
One thing with the tilt rotators.
Yeah, let's bring it back.
I think it's important to preface, and we talked about this at dinner, that if you don't have somebody that's going to actually use it and learn how to run it, you need to be careful about buying it,
and
because you don't want to invest that much money into something that your guys are not going to use, right?
Right. Yeah, 100%. And that's the dilemma Auman's at right now with. I don't know that my guys would utilize the investment especially if we were to bump up to because we have a 3.5 ton hoe now. We really, ideally, a 5 ton minimum hoe is what makes the most sense with the rotator.
Yeah, I think
Is that my understanding from you fellas?
I have a 4.5 ton, and I would not go smaller than that.
Okay, yeah, 4.5 ton.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm like, dude, are you okay? No, I'm fine. Sled not, but
I mean, the sled is destroyed.
Yeah, totally. Like, yeah.
I still can't believe I just rolled up, told them I destroyed it, and gave me another one.
Yeah, you're like, you think they'll give me another one?
Like if that happened in Indiana, I would never be able to rent a sled in the state forever.
Yeah.
Here, dude, it was like no big deal, dude.
It's like, oh, you hit a tree. Yeah.
There wasn't even any friction over it. It was just like, oh,
no,
well, that
they were like laughing, joking about it.
I thought they would be somewhat upset, and no, they literally was just like, I mean,
she literally said, what did she say? If this happens again tomorrow,
we're not friends anymore.
We're not friends anymore. And I'm like,
and then the lady next to her was like, hey.
We were like, yeah, that's
she's
fair.
Like, I'm
just kidding. I'm like, I understand. I'm like, what does happen? If she's like, oh, you just pay the deductible again. We'll just give you another one. Like, they literally don't care.
I was talking with AJ Brentel earlier in the week with Brex Enterprises, I guess, here at the house earlier in the week, and he was talking about somebody came out with a full-size electric excavator but had 0 hydraulics on it, which was kind of interesting. So how they move stick and boom and all that, I don't know if it's like screw jacks or electric screw jacks or whatever.
Gosh.
What, Britt? Oh, boy.
Disregard everything I just said.
Oh, I don't understand. What do you mean?
My news is from Hardscape North America magazine in 2018.
Nice.
I was going to say, because, man...
No, 50.
Wealth. Okay.
Hold on, I'll get what sales were.
We had to fact check ourselves there.
I'm Ron Burgundy. If it's on the prompter, I'll read it, folks. Doesn't matter how aged it is. Well, nobody's stealing that case Dozer.
Everyone knows this.
Yes, it's not new information.
The professionals steal the Dozer. That's a seldom thing. I suppose. Well, AJ, you're in that world. Big equipment gets stolen. I know it happens. I know some cases of some wild stuff, but that's not probably super common. You probably deal with vandalism and bull crap like that more so.
Yeah, you don't usually get like this stupid thing stolen. Like our sites, we get UTVs stolen. We have had like pieces off of something stolen. Mm-hmm. But to steal the whole unit would be pretty hard,
pretty gutsy.
It takes too long.
Yeah.
There's just a lot involved. Now I saw on Instagram, and I want to say Zulo posted it a while ago, but somebody had like an 8 or 12 ton excavator get stolen off of a yard of theirs, and they found it in the shipyards getting ready to be shipped overseas.
No way.
Yeah. So
They caught it?
Yeah, they caught it. I think they had GPS on it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was talking to Trifecta about. It was like, even at this point, inflation rises. I would probably be hunting
For sure.
I would probably use the the Federal Reserve and their reported stated inflation rate or current inflation rate in my contract, and say whatever Federal Reserve reports inflation at quarterly or whatever, we might have to adjust our rates because some screwy stuff is coming with all that, and like you may see that stuff jump 2 points, 3 points even. Going. I mean, they said potentially real inflation was 7% last year. It's like.
Yeah.
I won't buy anything with cat.
Really?
Ever.
Why's that?
It's overpriced.
Yeah, I got no
breaks.
money in the line here. I don't give a crap
It's
what you say about
extremely
cat.
expensive. If I need a crankshaft for my 5.9 Cummins, right? It's $400, $500. If I need a crankshaft for my 3126 cat,
Yeah.
$4,500.
Yeah, that's pretty crappy.
It's just stupid. Like their stuff's just
No,
I don't-
semi-engines, they're
I don't like their
horrible. Yeah, you were talking like how your shop is going to eliminate like drive time, and I think Brian mentioned like if you forget nuts and bolts and things like that. Something you guys know, Josh Sutton.
I was going to tell that story. You stole it from me.
Yeah, and so they talked to they buy so many irrigation supplies that now they keep stock.
Yep.
And then whenever they use it, then that's when they get charged. So like, they worked with their supplier.
They keep an inventory at the shop and they manage it for them. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
so they don't have to drive, for them it's like probably 30 minutes to the supply and then to whatever their job is.
Yeah, because I watched on Instagram. He's like, "This is $63," and it was like a little $2 part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he explained. He's like, it took me 20 minutes to drive there, 10 minutes to wait in line, 20 minutes to get back, which is one billable hour that he wasn't able to, doing the craft. So even though it was $2-3, it was really $63 mistake.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's just one thing, one day.
Yeah, there will be no rain days this year.
Yeah, really.
0.
I mean, that's really, I mean, that is going to, you talk about something that's going to take the company to a different level, like immediately, will be as soon as we have a roof that we can work under, and then next winter we have a warm place to work. Yeah, weather days are just a non-issue anymore, because now we can do things like shoot content and shoot a training video or just shoot a training snippet or something. We can work on equipment, fix trucks and things like they ought to be fixed.
Paint equipment.
Equipment. Do our own oil changes, because now we don't have to have guys do it on their backs in a gravel parking lot in the rain on a rain day. And there's so many things that are going to come in-house that are going to save us so much money. There's going to be a time where work is going to be dramatically different. And so being able to weather that's a big deal, right? But it is really interesting to see over the time of like, and this is one, I think, one thing to the credit for the people that are willing to work and be it actually maybe willing to work like the less, socially desirable jobs like construction, let's say. There are people working on making that get the respect it deserves, I feel.
Yep.
And Aaron Witt, Build Witt podcast being one of them. But it is if you're willing to physically work, I think there are good times ahead for you.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're smart with it and diligent about it, and like you said, charging your worth and doing quality work, that kind of stuff, I think things could be pretty good for you. And even at like your level, corporate level, if you're willing to work and do a good job and go above and beyond, like things are going to be good for you.
Yeah.
And I think in general, just life is going to be better for you if you work for it, right?